Yes, this is Margaret in Windsor. The name I have to use is Peggy Ann Dempsey. I'm married to Childers. And I have put up, well, if for those who have followed me, I've been on here. I meant to turn TV down, and I did, excuse me. Then you have people that are just using their hands all day. Then you have people that might. Well, I'm going to use up the video trying to turn it down. I'm sorry. Now then, I'm not going to go back. I'm having trouble with my video today, but maybe I've got it fixed. I don't know. I have to wait and see if this goes up. But my point in making this one was this. I look back and I could. Well, anyway, I'm just responding to a comment that someone made, and I just now read it because my videos, something happened to it. Well, my whole phone, I think, has been hacked, but I don't know. Maybe it will get better, or I'm gonna have to. I have another phone. It's just that I dread changing things, I suppose, and I'm gonna have to. The whole kit and caboodle, you know. Anyway. I have put up about, and some people, and I'm not talking about the friends I have up there now, but some, I mean, they don't like for me to tell about being kidnapped, and then all this happened to me and my sons. And my mom, I want to reiterate, was from Madison, Wisconsin, and she's been dropped off the map to everything. Well, you can't even find photos of real ones of her anymore. She married my father. It's who I am, and was kidnapped, and my children. What happened to them, and the whole mess. I've put it up. Anyway, I wanted to get to this. I found out I'd done the book on mind control murders, and the title of it was MD, A License to Kill. And I've put up about Larry McDonald, Congressman Doctor, U.S. Congressman Doctor from Atlanta, was part of the manuscript book, and about Piedmont Hospital where Gene Strokelman was gunned down on Christmas Eve, and Dr. Hardiman's office, psychiatrist there at the same hospital. So it gets into one mess there, and a whole lot more. Anyway, I did that book, and I find out about my kidnapping. I get in a campaign to replace Larry McDonald. Larry Flynn had been shot, and I hope I'm not babbling. I've been trying to get on and couldn't on Facebook. It's been hacked pretty bad. But I don't know. Maybe it's better. I don't know. I'll check. I have to check back, and or else I'm gonna have to switch phones somehow. I've got a phone. It's just a matter of learning it. I guess I'm. Anyway, I guess I'm babbling. Okay, let me just cut to the chase. There's no need me giving background on it. On this, in 1980. When I'd done the book, had a letter from the FBI, ongoing investigation, national security involved. I was almost killed April Fool Day, and I really mean I shouldn't have walked away from that one, period. And it's all that transpired later. And I was flown out Flint's in that campaign twice, October of 83. He had been shot in Lawrenceville, and later when the doctor, and he even in an editorial in April of 84, he endorsed me again and said I knew who was responsible for his shooting. Now then, before I lose train of thought, or someone listening to this, their train of thought, as I started learning, I also knew about Reverend Young. He was mayor at the time when I was back in Atlanta. I believe it was, I know it was around November of 82. Martin Luther King, I found out, had partnered with JFK, who helped in my kidnapping. And remember, I'm talking about mind control murders where people are programmed to shoot somebody else. They call them this name, the Manchurian Candidate, when they are victims just as much as the people they shot, like the Parkland in Florida. I listen to those parents today saying, why haven't they found justice? Why have they, in essence, hit a brick wall? And I think, well, I've been doing this for how many years? And it's been a hell of a life, and not knowing if my children are well, are living. And I get so tired because it's been ongoing, telling about mind control murders, about my kidnapping, about some things in Atlanta Center for Disease Control, and some other stuff. Now then, if I can get to this long way around. Yes, Martin Luther King did know about me, a reverend. And then Andrew Young was with him when he shot. Then he went on and was sent to, as U ambassador to South Africa. The whole point in forming the United Nations was formed, and that's just a cover-up for the global government that took down my father illegally and replaced him with George the Sixth, who's illegal, then kidnapped me when I was born in just a couple, that was 36. It took my father down. The double married Wallace Simpson, American spy, in 37, and the Illuminati that took down my father and then kidnapped me in 39, a couple of years later, were the ones that had the double and American spy Wallace Simpson marry. In the history today still states the lies, total lies. Now then, if I can get back to this, you got this great civil rights leader that partnered with JFK, and then you got Reverend Andrew Young, who was UN ambassador, and Jimmy Carter, I thought, was a nice man, but he appointed him. Now then, I just saw Channel 10 here. All these people know all this, but they really do. But anyway, they're talking about Jimmy. Well, it was the news. It was on other media too. I usually watch Channel 10. For some reason, I like it better. Well, I know why I do. Yeah. Well, anyway, let me get my train of thought back here. I've been up since 5, and I've been trying to fix my phone, and it gets so aggravating, I guess. And I'm not that high tech on. A friend of mine said something about. She was talking about herself and me. I mean, I can't. I think as we get older, the teenagers and the younger ones are taught on these gizmos, I call it, right from the start, and I have to wonder, they could fix the phones pretty good. I don't know if they could fix this one. Anyway, well, let me get back to this. I'm going in a roundabout way. Whole thing is that all these laws, if they're ever told, have been done against me and my children, my mom and dad, country, and this country. I mean, the shootings, the mass shootings, people have been killed with mind control. You can cure an illness or create it. Goes back to the Tesla files that were stolen in 30, plus a lot more were stolen by the Illuminati. Supposedly, the FBI did have them, and I would think. And then President Trump's uncle, John George Trump, had them. So I didn't know any of that when I was writing about Tesla files and programming people, mind control. And here Trump is president, so it gets a little weird in there. So now then somebody's saying, we'll get to the point we lost it or something, and I try to laugh to get through it. The point is, I'm going to read you all these people that have broken the law against me. And can you imagine, I was the one that I put it up here. I grew up horrible where they put me when they kidnapped me. I'm a person, I would have been this way anyway. um, that was for everybody's rights. Selma, Alabama is where they had the big, in 1957, I guess, yeah, and all the protests and all that. All this time, I'm living in Atlanta. I lived in Huntsville too, Alabama. In my hearings, I'm losing my hearing. Anyway, I'm going to have to stop, you know. Anyway, I hope this will go up. I hate to lose my video. Um, so something went right there for me. But anyway, let me finish this. I mean, I'm the one, I could go back and repeat the things that I did and I cared about. The civil rights has never been for me, seriously. I've never had any, if this is ever told. The crimes and the laws broken and all that against my sons and me. Um, but you've got all these people jumping on the governor of Virginia. He's a pediatrician. And I guess I'm going to say this. What if one day, with all the comments that have been made and going on, not just about the governor of Virginia, and he was supposed to have was some question if he did it or didn't. It was a black face in the annual or yearbook, I think, not far from here in Lexington Military Academy, but he studied medicine too. Um, anyway, where did I get to? There's you get a lot of flack. People don't really care. You can look at. I'm just telling you the truth. Look at your television. Look at your athletes. Look at the way the world's going. Oh, it passed me by, but it didn't just steal everything from me. It tortured me and my kids and my hearing. I got to get off of here. I don't know what's. Anyway, here's what this one. She's on my Facebook, and she's. Well, I think she is either biracial or I don't know, but the feedback I've gotten from her. I really haven't said all that much. I mean, I was fair about his rights. I was just telling what happened to me. And then that the blacks were in on that. And it's very concerning when you have to stop and think and edit everything you say when so much has been done against me. But her comeback is, well, they felt the way you're feeling now. You had so much done to you. Or she's saying that I said I had so much done to me, and I did. Anyway, this is getting garbled. In other words, she's coming back at me that what little bit I've put up here. And I'm going to do this again. They have made life bad for this governor here in Virginia. And then you have the black lieutenant governor that was going to force him out, that he had to be censored, the governor did, and he had to go, step down. Well, now then 2 women at least have accused him for assault, sexual assault. So now then, and then Mark Herring, I don't know why Mark Herring stepped in there. I don't know that he said something about he might have been in a photo. My goodness, if you went back in photos, or photos, not just photos, in people's life, and started digging stuff up, nobody would be fit to serve. Probably you go back and pick up something and run with it. Anyway, she came, I'm just going to quit this because the governor, nobody's done anything about what was done to me. I mean, I'm still fighting to get my name back, to get my children and hope they're alive, and to tell the whole world what was done. The laws that are still ongoing. But anyway, here, I mean, if you put it up there, they ever did, and compare it to all some of the things that have gone on, like sexual assaults. My husband went with me back when I was doing the book, and that's when I got the letter from the FBI too. But we went to all the media over and over again. I went to well, not all law enforcements, but there in Cobb County, well, Atlanta. Oh my goodness. all over the place. And then I worked for the DA in Huntsville after they almost killed me April Fool Day. So here's my point. And it was bad over there, even though I worked for him. It was when he was up for election, and he didn't get it in December. I'm going to have to stop. My ears are just, I don't know what's happening. Something I'm smelling, or I guess. Here's what this lady, I'm assuming she's African American. See, okay, do you always, what about the poor American Indians, Native American Indians? If somebody's going to come at me, and I come at me when I'm just trying to tell, I'm the one that took up for O.J. Simpson, and Wayne Williams out of Atlanta, the list. If anybody wants to, they could try to get to the list by Chet Detlinger. And then the young man was named Brian Nichols, who came out just shooting. These are mind control murders. The civil rights has been destroyed. I'm the one that spent so much time and pain and money I didn't have walking and trying to get something done about it. And here to have someone rake me over the coal. I haven't even said anything except what I'm putting up here now. And I'm going to read hers back to you. I'm not going to use her name. But her little note came back. Blackface is not... I can't say. I can't even buy glasses. How's that? Wonder if they can get their teeth clean and buy glasses and... okay, that's just the least of it. It's not okay. I never said it was okay. But if you edit people's speech down to where you're going with this, they won't be able to open their mouth. And believe me, my life has been filled with disrespect, pain, and suffering, and laws you can't even... And my sons, oh, please. And Jimmy Carter, I thought he was a good guy. By the way, I want to finish this. Channel 10 was showing he and Rosalind, his wife, and he's 90-something. I think he's 89 or something, and she's a couple years older. I don't know how it is. But he was almost dead from cancer about 6 years ago. So he's still living. But anyway, I always thought he was good. But when you can... send Andrew Young as a UN ambassador to South Africa and have the things done, and then me living in Atlanta and the crimes and almost killing me repeatedly, something's rotten in it. Well, I better not say that. Somebody will say something's bad about that. Okay, here's what she said. It's not okay to, I can't read my own writing. I can't see. It's offensive. What did you say? Not okay. It's offensive. A blackface. This is what they're saying. Costume or facial thing about the governor wearing here in Virginia back in school annual. Not okay for a politician who is supposed to represent all people should know better. I want to ask you, sweetie, and here's where you'll come and say, don't call me sweetie. What do you say back to him? When I say, I was for your rights, or I'm assuming she's African American. Now then, rather than somebody trying to help me, they'll come out here and make their comments and everything to me, and I don't see any of you walking in my shoes. And you talk about Martin Luther King and Andrew